Okay, let's see what it has. Indeed, your signature task. It's a signature task. But it's one of the tasks. But okay, you see, it described a very specific way to return this information. I'm fine with that. So coming back here and inserting this system message. I'm also going to close the whole tab here just to was that wonderful. We can save it now and ask it to give me a daily report. So that is already quite a complicated task that has multiple steps. And what we can see in the executions, which will appear in a second, that well, it's already done. I was hoping to show you that actually it can take some time to execute and big inboxes and visible tools but so far it's very quick. So it shows me the upcoming events and it shows me the priority inbox what I need to focus upon. And after a time, if I don't like the way it is presenting the data, I will want it to change somehow. I can always do that within the system for this particular agent.
No transfer
Now, I would also like to give this agent access to Perplexity. So you probably know that Perplexity is this wonderful AI-powered search engine that basically answers your free-form questions based on the most recent information. They're pretty good and strong in what they're doing. This is agent on its own per se, and we can use that over here to our advantage. That's another tool that we can add over here. And it's included by default in the nodes that are available on N8. And here it is, Perplexity tool. As you can see, it's also same or similar to the other tools that we're using. And first of all, it needs to add credentials. And for Perplexity, the credentials is just the API key, and use one of my API keys for Perplexity. Okay, so I inserted my API key over here, save it. It validates the connection. Wonderful. And now we can come back here and configure this node, configure this tool further. Okay, message the model. The model now it basically wants us to select the model, and they have their own models that basically work the same way or similar way as large language models. With an exception that they're more focused on the internet research. And let's select Sonar Pro. I mean, that's more than enough, and we will allow the text to be configured by AI, and the role is user. And so there's just basically a very similar configuration to any other large language model. I'm going to simplify the output actually. I'm just going to turn it on. There are many more configurations that we can add, but let's not do that, at least not yet. And save it. I'm going to put it here nicely. And now let's check with the agent. Hey, do you have access to Perplexity? Can you search most recent trends in AI agents for business collaboration? So what's happening now is basically exactly what would happen if you go to Perplexity, but the agent is initiating the call and going to Perplexity API and talking to it to see what it can return. And as we can see, it's still running. So Perplexity is taking some time. Oh, there you go. And now it returns a full response summarized by an agent. As you can see, there's a lot of text and yeah, with various links to the most recent things. So, say this report by uh, McKinsey. So this can also be used now as a research tool for anything you really want, and the research tool that is created how you want it to be created and behaves how you want it to behave. Now, one thing that this agent cannot yet do is to actually send emails. So why don't we add this? Click rename it to send email. Okay. Operation send, and we're gonna allow this to fill up the subject message. And my recommendation would be to keep it text in the beginning. HTML is gonna be more likely to fail. But basically now we have a way for an agent to send an email. So what I wanted to do is to say, please send this report to my personal email address. And let's see what happens. And by the way, you can connect multiple groups of Gmail nodes so that are connected to different credentials, to different email boxes, and you would be able to operate in between them. I'm not sure that this is a great idea because it's very easy to confuse, but just know that you have this capability. Now, again, see, there's a report, wonderful report of this AI agent trends that has been sent to my personal email. Let's validate it. I'm gonna go to this thing and take a look at the send messages. And there you go. The email with all the trends and the links had been sent by an agent into my personal Gmail account. Now, can you please find time to discuss this report tomorrow? And, well, not discuss, let's say, think about this report tomorrow and log it on my calendar. I think it should be fine from 11 to 12 in the morning. So what I wanted to do, as you can see, I'm just giving you an example of a task that involves multiple calls to various tools. So we would need to call to get events from the calendar, and then we need to create an event based on the report that you researched from the complexity and can access from yeah, various other tools. So it says it did, and it actually did, and created this report, created this event for you to take a look at the report and analyze it. Obviously, I'm sure you can think of 5,000 more different workflows and pipelines that you can ask this agent to do already. But that's not everything that we want to do with that. We will now extend this functionality. But I want to do something just for fun, just for you to understand that this agent can actually communicate with you not only from the one message to one message kind of mode, basically when you're asking something, it is one thing, but it also can send messages and other things proactively to the chat before it sends the final response. So as you can tell from the execution, so here we launch this Telegram trigger with messages, and then the data enters by this pipeline and exits at the response node that sends a response from the AI agent. But we can also enable this AI agent to send you intermediary messages and other artifacts in the middle of the thinking that it does. To enable that, we're gonna add Telegram tools, and it's also very easy to add. We just add it as a tool. We connect it to the same Telegram account that we already have, and we can ask it to be able to say send the message. Again, we allow it to specify chat ID and text. Actually, chat ID I think we should get from the variable rather than allow AI to specify it. So JSON session ID, it's gonna be available to it, and text of course the same. Send. And so what I would usually do in such circumstances, I would go back to the system prompt of an agent and give him a specific instruction to send me intermediary messages before executing tools, because tools are taking time to execute. Before executing tools, or let's say running tools or requests that can take a long time to execute, you must send user intermediary message to let them know that you are about to do that. Wonderful. So we updated the system prompt and we're gonna save it, and I'm gonna ask it to do another research. It is supposed to recognize that it's a long task and probably want to send me an intermediary message. Let's check if that works. Now run a research for the use in advanced microbial use perplexity. I don't have to say use perplexity, just to make sure that it goes. Okay, let's see what happens on the execution side. It appears that it failed to comply with my request, and that's normal. So it assumed that Perplexity didn't take a lot of time. Let me validate that. Yes, so it didn't send the message. So usually this can be resolved by better system prompting, and we can go back and just plain say that Perplexity tool always takes time. And by improving the actual model, because models that are newer, they're better in understanding those instructions. So over here, just again, for example, we can switch to GPT 4.1. I think 4.1 mini is gonna cut it, but yeah, let's give it a chance. Run research on, I don't know, microchips. Yes. Remember that when you connect all these tools, you connect Perplexity, you connect your LLM that you work with, or even you connect some tool that allows you to generate images and videos, which I think we should do within this course. Every one of them will be charging you on per execution basis usually. So each one of these courses costs something, and just keep that in mind. But that's kind of one of this new world. All right. All right, this time it errors out. And it errors out. I see what's the problem. The response message is too long, and it couldn't send it because it's too long for Telegram. Usually it is handled by splitting the messages in two, but this is beyond the scope of this particular course, so we're gonna proceed just with some smaller content in the data. Okay, so just to come back to what we've been doing, I asked it to find the best events in Lisbon in July. And as you can see, before it started the search, it actually sent me a note as we instructed it to be aware that this is going to take some time, and it's expected to say yes. Although again, it didn't work the way I would have preferred, because it actually sent the message through the main message channel and then expected the next request, and only then executed that. What I wanted it to do is to go to the send message tool and use that for warning me about the upcoming delay in the execution. I would like to still fix that, so let's go ahead and find a way to do that. So we edit the system. I can only highlight the words. Let's say critical for executing tools. Use send message. Specifying the tool that it needs to use to achieve that, and saving that. Okay, so it did return me that. Now I'm gonna ask it again. Please find me best events in London. Limit to 5. And I sent it to the agent. Oh, there you go. And now we correctly receive this message that I will research top 5 events, and it will take a moment, and then it sends the message right away after. Note that actually this little attribution over here is the same thing as we already dealt with before, so we can go back to the Centel node and add anything attribution and turn it off.